And who are you working for?
I work online through thestreammates.com, and I also work at a strip club.
The respondent, Melanie Sanders, is before the court for an adjourned show cause hearing. Ms. Sanders is currently ordered to pay $548 per month for current support. Her arrears repayment are set at guideline and currently charging at $93 for a total monthly obligation of $644.50. Last payment received on this docket was on March 6, 2023, in the amount of $650, and that was paid by Ms. Sanders herself. This is her fourth show cause, second bench, or she's had 2 bench warrants and 1 previous finding of contempt. I measured compliance over the last 3 months. Ms. Sanders should have paid $1,933.50. She paid $1,351.50, leaving her a shortfall of $582. The shortfall at the time of her last hearing was $144.50 for a total shortfall of $726.50. Total arrears on this docket are $5,547.12 through March 15th, 2023. She's had no prior jail sentence. The contempt finding was on November 23rd by referee Bradfield. Friend of the court would also like to mention that her compliance was measured over the last 3 months because she made her February and January payments on March 1st and March 6th. And the plaintiff, Devin Sanders, is the one that requested this hearing today, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Sanders, do you dispute or contest any of the statements made by Ms. Mutani?
No, I do not. I am $60 short of the $700 for March, and then I will be on track for April's payments.
Okay.
Yeah. I am working on it. I was told no excuses last time, and so I'm working on no excuses.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Ms. Mutani?
No, I do not.
Okay. What would you like to tell me, ma'am?
That I am working. I am about to put my change of address in on Friday, along with March's child support of the full payment of $700. So I will have a change of information for the second job that I picked up and all of March's. So I will be starting to get caught back up permanently.
Okay. So you're working 2 jobs at the current time?
Yes, I am. I'm working anywhere between 39 hours to 46 hours.
Okay. And who are you working for?
I work online through thestreammates.com, and I also work at a strip club called Cracker Jacks in Jackson, Michigan.
Okay. Okay. Did you get both those places, Ms. Mutani?
I did, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Tell me, Ms. Sanders, how did you get to be over $5,000 in arrears?
Due to my frustration, I decided to stop payments because I was no longer seeing my child, which I know is frowned upon. However, it was my way of coping. Sadly, not the best way of coping, but that is how I felt the easiest way to cope with not being allowed to see my son from September of 2000, I believe it was 20. So with that and just basically being in my own head, I got really depressed. I got really upset, and I let that pretty much get a hold of my work ethic.
Okay.
And that would be why.
As you understand, and as you stated, it doesn't appear that that's a good response or way to handle it.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Not that I can think of. No, not off the top of my head.
Okay. Mr. Sanders, anything you would like to tell the court?
You know, it's been a consistent thing over the years, as the record was stated, and really, I was just blown away when she was found in contempt by her statement that was made to a friend of the court, and I feel that she's made her bed, and only you, Your Honor, can decide if she lays in it.
Okay.
I do have one question. It's more for Mr. Sanders himself, not really the court. Would it be all right if I ask?
Well, depends on what it is, because we're addressing the issue of support and your non-payment.
Right.
I'm not going to get into other issues with Mr. Sanders because they're not
Right.
issues for this case today.
Well, my question had to do with why he chose to do today's court hearing instead of, again, waiting to see how well I follow through with the next court date in August.
Okay, well, he has a right. He has a right to pursue as long as there's an arrearage. So it doesn't matter what his motivation is. He has a right to do that. So. Do we have another hearing in August, Ms. Mutani?
No, Your Honor, not for this matter.
Oh, okay,
Not, okay. I didn't realize there were two separate matters. My apologies.
okay. Well, what I'm going to do is obviously you've been making payments, and again, there's some additional matters. You picked up another job. So what the court's going to do is I'm going to adjourn the matter 90 days, approximately 90 days, to monitor your compliance. We'll be back in at that point, and we'll see how you're doing. I would tell you it obviously would be beneficial to you to make sure you're making the current, which would include the payment on the arrearage as well. If the court comes back at that point, sees that there's no payments made, then you're going to have to be prepared to go to jail. You understand that?
Yes, I do understand.
Okay. Okay, so we'll adjourn the matter, and Ms. Mutani will send you out a renotice so that we can review it in about approximately 90 days.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You're excused, and court will end this matter. Thank you.
All right.